So I'm in the process of developing this new menu system, which it's tough, you know. I don't really want to be like the guy who claims to know what he's doing or something. But I'm going off of what I've developed so far. And to talk about that, we'll take a look at... sorry, I just prepared better. We'll take a look at the existing, or the first menu, which the Pi0 HQ the first one I made, uses. And modular Pelicam is an improvement, but it's still the same. Well, there's a couple things to talk about. Go back. So this is one form factor. This was the first time I used the 5-dimensional joystick. And the center click didn't work, but see how you would just click right or left and these images would cycle right or left. They weren't actually like moving. I mean, they are moving, but they were just snapping like here to here to here and changing size. But it's still pretty cool, and I like this, you know, orange on orange. This was designed like an Oreo. It had a black stripe in the middle. But yeah, like that. That's funny, I ended up having to move this over here because like my hand was covering it. Dumb. But also the hardware is largely the same. Like, you know, you need a battery, you need a boost converter, you need a charger. There's your D-pad thing, shutter button. Focusing on the menu. Menu, software. Look at main and menu. You can see like the files are the same, are moved over. But so I wrote this thing in the past about, you know, the different features. Oh yeah, here you can see it cycling around. Blue is cool too. This coordinate system, I don't like this -1. It should be 0. And coordinate systems is, you know, kind of a whack because they're not like perfectly aligned. So it's possible like if there was one up here, but you can just develop it in rows and then you'd have a coordinate system. But yeah, there are features that I want to bring with the new menu. The crop zoom is how you like check if things are in focus, and the current camera can do that. You click around and you know, click over here, click over there, and when you zoom in, the image that's coming through from the live preview is like larger, so it takes more effort processing, and you can see that in the live preview with the SPI displays. It drops from, you know, like 16 frames per second to like 2 or something, you know, like it's bad. But the full-size Pi and DSI cable will change that. There's another thing right here, like this won't apply to the camera I'm building now, but if you wanted this menu system to work on the other modules, you'd have to carry this over, which is the electronic aperture changing through code, because this is a V3 module and they have that in there. This is another thing right here, file view, like cameras have that. There has to be a background process that makes these thumbnails and then paginates them, and when you click on one it enlarges it. Then the touchscreen will be cool, as you could actually pan that around, but you know, that's the cool thing about this is you can do it, and even if you had to write on like an embedded system or something and it's like C++, like that's harder, but not impossible either. But other cameras, you know, you just take it as it is. Like, here's your camera, here are your options. And it's not like it's bad. I'm not an expert in cameras, so I actually have to look into what settings are needed for like the white balance and ISO, shutter, all that a camera needs to have in order to actually take good pictures. But for the most part, all of these pictures are taken with auto settings. All I'm changing is the depth of field and like where I'm focusing. Yeah, so keep these features in mind, and then you can see the menu map here, which when it boots, there's a splash screen. I made this thing where like it winks at you. It says the name, version. There's a thing here that asks if the battery's charged because it doesn't have like a current shunt, so it's not actually measuring the battery capacity. It's just going off of value you store in the database, which is a feature, another feature. You let the camera, you charge the camera like fully, and you let it die, and it stores that in the database. It just keeps counting like how many minutes it lasted, and then that's what it uses to count up against and keep track of the percentage. So, and of course you've got some kind of BMS in there to protect your battery. But yeah, so like this is the home screen, which oh yeah, I was thinking about camera designs. It seems like I'm gonna have to go with the cine lenses just for quality, but yeah, I just had this thought of like this giant freaking body, and then you have this like little tiny silver lens. That's not what I'm making right now, but you know, I thought it would be cool. Anyway, so yeah, when you're looking at a menu scene like this, these items, they're like static, they change, like this hour changes. And you know, you can click on things and they'll go somewhere, another page. So like for example, you have a settings, you click that, you're in a new page. And these images are created with Pill. You take the icons, which they are these sprites. God, where did I put that? Yeah, like so here's like a battery sprite. Gear. And then there's like a base background image, you know, it's just like black. You stack these things, you know, at their coordinates, and then you compress the image, not compress, you merge it, so it's like a single image. And that's what you display on the screen, and you keep track of the state, which I explained up here, like the coordinate system. But I wanted to show that this menu is like nasty. Hold on, let me go. Menu, main, yeah, so main is when the camera boots up, there's a systemd process that runs this, and it's a loop. It uses a bunch of threads for keeping like parallel things running and communicating with each other. So, you know, like the battery counter, there's like a, if you look at that, there is like a thread that's running and it's counting upwards every 5 minutes. It adds up. This is the battery profiling thing where it just lets the battery die and counts how long it lasted. It's storing it in a SQLite database. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Let's go back. So main, the menu is started, right? Instantiated, and the menu state is kept up here. Well, this is a reference to the menu instance, It's not a menu state. I think the menu state is in the menu file itself. Yeah, okay, here we go. I wrote this like 3 years ago, yeah, so I can, so I'm like forgetting. But, oh, it's just crazy, man. Look at that, 3 years. Damn. Sad. This project has gotten me a couple of jobs. It's crazy. You know, it's like humble brag, like, oh, I've been published on Hackaday. But that's not the goal, though. Your goal isn't to be published. Your goal is to develop something for fun, your own enjoyment. And if you can open source it and share it with other people, that's great. But don't fall into the likes thing. Losing track here. I'm very tired today. So the menu class is started. It has X and Y. And when you're looking at this here, this is the direction, like -1, -1. X is -1, Y is -1. It's upper left. And then there's also the menu item. What the heck? That's duplicated. Oh, Jacob. Doesn't matter. It overwrites itself. So yeah, you see this like update state. There's a like which button did you click? That sucks because you don't know. You know, that's why the menu is gonna be like React, where you feed in a value and you get out a repeatable thing. You know, I don't want to say functional, but and all it is it's based on. It's just like a one-dimensional array of values, which I talked about it somewhere. Where Pelicam devlog. Yeah, this is where I was thinking about it. But we're not here yet. But yeah, you can see this menu state. Like this is the depth of the menu, and this is the coordinate of which icon. Every icon is bound, like to a function or another page. I still have to work this out, and maybe it doesn't even make sense what I'm thinking about, but because 3 is kind of like, what is 3? But it's built to be a nested folder structure, and it walks through them, the files and the folders. So once it does that and produces all the images, because the images will be defined in like a JSON file or something, the page components, like if this is a page, you know, you've got this icon here, you have to say like, here's the sprite path, when you click on this, what happens? Is it a function like a service call, or is it a navigation, like goes to another page? But yeah, and the point is this thing is just nasty. Look at this, and look at how many things it's like updating, which some of these things may be inevitable, but you know, we got like change mode, video, photo. There's a lot of like things I have to port over to the new thing, but yeah, I do like the context, you know, like, oh, this is the buttons. I do like that, so I'll keep that. There's also something I want to talk about too. The so the new display. Let me just get rid of this. This is the new display. So the outside of it is this is openbox X11 server client, I think. Openbox uses X11, but the server client I'm not sure about, but just saying, you set this up, which I already worked that out. Where is it? It's in the new camera. Yeah, so there's this config file, openbox, and you create it, you set it as executable, like chmod plus x. If you've seen the videos where I was interfacing with the hardware, when the Pi boots up, the display is portrait, so all the like kernel statuses and whatnot goes sideways when you're looking at the screen in landscape mode. So you have to rotate it to the left, which makes it landscape. Let me just... So when it boots, the statuses are like this, and then you rotate it like this way. You rotate it this way, like to the left. And then you also rotate the touch input. This is stuff I had to look up because I had no idea how to do this. And then this Python virtual environment, like, I have not used them much, but like I have to, it seems like, to install things now. So it activates the virtual environment, and then all the pip modules are in there. This is the, hey, look at this, I commented the code. Yeah, hides the cursor, which unfortunately, when you actually touch the display, it still shows up. And this is the open box part right here, which this right here, I had never like set that up. I don't even know where that is, RCXML. There is some errors about like, oh, the Debian menu is missing, but right now the thing works for me. Those are things you don't see behind the scenes, and they're not causing it to crash or anything, so I don't think it's a problem. This right here is what the OpenCV GUI is. So other people will use like tkinter, how do you say that? But I'm not trying to use that for the menu system. Like, I don't want to make like literal buttons and whatever. So we're pointing it to the OpenCV menu stream, which this doesn't match, but it's this file. So here we've got CV2. This is not done. This is just prototype code. This is what I showed in the video. So you make an image to show, turn it to, this is not white, white is 255, this is like gray. But set the dimensions, which this is based on the touchscreen resolution. And then I just set up a logging thing to make sure the click event was working, and it is. I showed that in the video. So you show like a GUI, or a GUI, a window, like a window, like this is a window. Oh no, my files. Oh God, what was I on? I was on VS Code. This is the camera, Pelicam. Okay. My bad. Let's go back. Oh, wait a minute. I was in GitHub. My bad. Forgiveness. So, you show the image, bind the callback to the mouse, and then you have the loop. Whereas this loop is what runs the menu. Like, it's not the main thing that runs the menu. This is just like to make sure the menu refreshes. All the things like that main file will be like a thread of its own running, because you have to like start the camera, which let me see real quick. The camera gets started Here's how you like determine what camera you're using. This is what I mean. I gotta pour all this stuff over, all these features. So yeah, these are like the crop zooms here. Changes the dimension that's being displayed for the pass-through. That's how you focus zoom. Setting the video, I was doing 1080p. There is somewhere in here, there's a thread, like start. This is the electronic aperture for the V3 module. Pelicam 2, yeah. This is what I need to dive into more, because I need to actually develop the menu to have like a ISO and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, this is the panning where you go left, right, up, down, zoom in. It changes the, okay, let's see, shutter, yep. Also, the camera is designed to not always be showing the preview, the live pass-through, because the current draw goes up a lot. Like, I think it was like 600 milliamp. So that'll like drain your battery if you just have that running all the time. So when you want to take a picture, you just tap the shutter and then it activates the pass-through. And then it has like a 1-minute timeout. And then when you do something like take a picture, it resets it so it goes back to the minute countdown. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. We're talking about menus, Jacob, menus. You're talking about memories. Where's my other window? I was looking at code, not this one, because this isn't. This is empty. Here, okay. So the menu, you can see this loop, and it's just showing an image on the screen. So you generate your menu like this, and it's pre-generated when the camera boots up. It looks for like file changes, but it'll pre-make all these pictures, and then when you're shifting through the states, it'll just pull up this particular picture and show it. I think, let me check actually. I think it literally was making the images on the fly, which is kind of bad. I mean, how bad? I don't know. There's like a pill command somewhere, right? Render telemetry page. Oh, it's on display. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I said it before, but this display is different than the 3 other cameras. They're all spy displays that just show an image. This one is showing like an actual GUI. But so we're on display. When you say render menu base, like every time you call this function, it literally makes a new image, black, draws it, you know, then it puts in those texts like camera on or whatever, like this, toggle mode. It draws that, and then if there's a icon, it creates an image, and then you join them like that, image paste. That's the pill library, pill import image. So we're keeping that concept, but it's gonna be like functional. You put in a state, a menu state, you get out that image, and it's traversing the folders recursively for the structure, which I'm gonna prototype that today and make sure it actually works the way I'm imagining it. But yeah, it's a bit of work, and the cool thing is, I never finished what I was talking about here. This this thing renders OpenCV, And then beneath that, it's not like literally beneath it, but conceptually, this is the menu. State, I don't want to say state machine, but you know, state display something. So the when you tap the screen, it goes down to, you know, to open CV, and then it goes down to the menu state. When it goes to the menu state, it just emits the XY coordinates that you clicked, and then the menu checks for current depth collision of icon, because you can just click somewhere and not intend to actually click a button, and that would be fine. So when you define an icon, it has a coordinate and dimension. So when you click, you know, like right here, you check like, did anything intersect? No. But if you click here, you're like, oh, they clicked that. So then it goes into that. But yeah, I'm kind of getting lost here, but that is the plan. It's like for Pelicam, there will be a nested, you know, routing system of the menus, and then the icons will be bound. The camera code and services, background tasks and stuff will be in another folder. Pelicam is not just a menu, it's like the actual, I mean, I guess it is a menu, but like it controls the hardware, you know, listens to the hardware. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm working on, and it will be great. It will not be this nasty crap. I was like, oh, first up, and the menu is 2. I mean, I don't know, it might. We'll see.